Hello everyone, this is video 3 for lesson number 3, atoms and molecules. In video 1 and 2, we have discussed about laws of chemical combination and about John Dalton's theory, its postulates and drawbacks. So today we will study what are atoms. By the time you know, we will study how big are atoms and what are symbols and what is the need of symbols of elements. So atom, as you all know, that it is very small, then smaller than anything we can even imagine, okay, and it is the smallest particle that take part in a chemical reaction. Atoms of most of the element are very reactive and they do not exist in the free state, but they exist in combination with atoms of same element or another element. There are many kinds of atom as are elements. Okay. Then how big are atoms? You all know that atoms are very small. You cannot see them through any of the microscope. If more than million of atoms when placed on top of each other, then they will just form a thin layer of sheet of paper. So how to measure? We measure the size of the atom in terms of the atomic radius. Here you can see D is representing the distance between the two nuclei of identical atoms, means these both atoms are of the same element. Nuclei is present in the center and distance between two nuclei is called D, and half of D is called the radius or the atomic radius of the atom. Now comes the unit. Unit of atomic radius is nanometer. 1 nanometer is equal to 10 raised to the power minus 9 meter, or 1 meter is equal to 10 to the power 9 nanometer. Now here the relative sizes are given in terms of their radii so that you can imagine the size of the atom. For example, watermelon has a size of 10 raised to the power minus 1 meter. The radii of watermelon is having this size. Now you can compare the size of hydrogen atom, 10 raised to the power minus 10 atom, how small it is. So later on, scanning and tunneling microscope was invented, which has made it possible to take the photographs of atoms where the magnified images of the surface of element are obtained, in which individual atoms can be seen. You can see here the picture is representing the surface of silicon. This is the silicon surface, and here you can see each and every atom. So this term also to be included in your notes, scanning tunneling microscope. Now we come to chemical symbols. Why we require chemical symbols? Because chemical symbol is just a method of representing an element in a shorthand. Instead of writing the full name, we can represent by just using its symbol. It will save the time also. In chemical equations also, you need not to write the whole English spelling of that particular element. Now again, the discovery of symbols was done by Sir John Dalton in 1807, where he suggested figurative symbols for atoms of element like dot in a circle for hydrogen, just a circle for oxygen, I in circle representing iron, and like that only. But later it was observed that this is not a very good method. It is inconvenient to draw the symbols, and most importantly, to learn these symbols was not an easy task. Then what happened? Then Berzelius, who was a Swedish chemist, he suggested that first letter of the name of the element to be taken as the symbol for the element, which is written in capital, like you can see on the screen. Carbon as C, oxygen as O, because we are taking just the first letter in capital. Then he also suggested where the first letter is already adopted, the initial letter in capital together with the second letter of the same element in small letter was to be used. Like for calcium, we are taking Ca because C has already been taken for carbon. So next letter is A to be written in small. Silicon, S and then I to be written in small because S is already being taken for sulfur. Okay, so this was considered by Berzelius. Nowadays, IUPAC, that is International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, approves the name of the elements. One thing also to be remembered, that all the elements, maximum of the elements are taken from English, but there are some elements which have been named from Greek, German or Latin languages. You can see in the periodic table, all 118 elements are there. The first letter of each element is in capital. It may be English or Greek or German or Latin language, and the second letter is always small. No two capital letters can be used for the symbols. But for sodium, we are writing Na. Why? Because it has been taken from its Greek name, that is natrium. Potassium is K. We are not writing P. P is for phosphorus. K because the Greek name is kalium. Okay. So these things also to be kept in mind. These are some of the rules for writing the symbols. Now, work for today is you will write these 20 symbols in your notebooks and also to learn the symbols of these 20 elements. These 20 are important one. We will learn this in this presentation. Later we will learn a few more for class 9th and 10th. One more thing I would like to tell you, these are the Latin name of the English names of some elements which have been taken as their symbols. For example, gold, the symbol is Au because its Latin name is aurum. For iron, it is ferrum, therefore we are writing Fe. Lead, it is plumbum, that is we are writing Pb. Mercury, it is hydrogyrrium, that is Hg. Potassium is scalium, silver is argentum, sodium is natrium and tin is stannum. So try to learn these symbols also. Remaining thing we will continue in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.